Hello everyone and welcome to Dry Your Days Art Studio. I'm Catherine. Thank you so much for being here today. This is going to be a real quick video of this super cute heart that is actually a custom piece that I made for a client of mine. She loves silver and she loves like teal, turquoise, Tiffany blue. I've actually done another piece for her before in those colors, and she saw that I had done a little heart cabochon and she wanted to know if she could get a larger one, almost the size of a tray but not quite. So I found this heart mold and it is about 6.5 by 7 inches. It's a nice little size. I would definitely say you could probably use it as like a very large coaster or even just like a tray on a little end table, which I believe is what she's going to use. All the products and tools used will be listed below, including these EcoArt Solution products that I'm using here. I use them in almost every video. I've been telling you that the skinnier silicone stir stick covers were coming, and they are here. You can see me using them right here. And if you use code CathyD over at ecoartsolutions.com, you'll get an extra 5% off your order. So these silicone items are really, really nice to have in your studio, and they help us cut down on waste. The heart silicone mold is available in my store for a very limited time. I don't have a lot. As I said, this was a custom piece, so I ordered a mold for myself and thought I'd get a few extra for the store. So let me know if you like these molds, and I can definitely get more, but right now I only have a few. And there I am trying out a sample of a chunky silver, and I'm going to add to it here a fine silver. Now the fine silver is already up at dryyourdaysartstudio.com. I do want your opinion out there on whether or not you want me to have the chunky silver and then the light greenish teal color that I'm going to use too. I want your opinion on that. So as you can see here, I'm adding the fine silver in with the chunky silver because I wanted to have a blend, and I'll just mix that up here. I will say real quick, with these silicone cups, glitter can be hard to remove from the cups, especially once mixed with resin. It really likes to stick to the cup. I still tend to use the cups anyway because I don't mind spending a little time and a little bit of elbow grease getting the cups clean. But it's really not the easiest to get clean, and even sometimes you'll still have a fleck or two of glitter in the silicone cup. So you'll see me later, I will use a paper cup just so that I can throw it away when I'm done using it. But the silicone cups are really good for mixing resin. They're awesome for pigmented resin, but just bear in mind sometimes with glitter they are a little bit more difficult. I just wanted to give that disclaimer because I'm using silicone primarily through this video. And this glitter is called Cool Mist. This is more of that light teal. It's like a light minty green with tiny little silver flecks in it, and I really like this color. Want to know what you guys think if you'd like to see it in the store because it's not currently available there. So let me know what you think. I always recommend that when you buy any silicone molds from anywhere, anyone, gently wash them with warm water and soap, let them air dry. And I had already done that with this mold, but I'm taking my masking tape to clean off any extra dust or debris because I had just been working over them, mixing the glitter. Glitter might have fallen onto the mold. I wanted to make sure that the surface was really nice and clean before I add this little layer of clear resin here. Now sometimes you'll see, I've done prior videos where I do this, and you'll get really cool effects with pigments if you lay the clear down first. That's how you get kind of that cell look or that divided look of the pigment. It's really pretty, really cool technique. Here I'm doing it basically because I wanted a barrier between that dry surface of the mold and my glitter. I didn't want the glitter to be like, wow, so prominent right on the surface. So this is just going to be a little barrier here. Using a silicone stick to gently pop any bubbles in there along the edge. And of course going to use light heat to pop bubbles in that first layer that we have. So the client just wanted sort of a whisper of that Tiffany blue or turquoisey color, so that's why I chose the Cool Mist too, because it's a very, very light color. And I just put that down first, sort of where I wanted to see it, which is very minimal. And then added the silver. I will share, the reason I'm sharing this with you is because this mold is a little bit thicker because it is a larger mold. So I'm actually going to do 2 different layers to this piece, and here I wanted to get enough of a base going to establish that first layer. So I'm just going to follow exactly where I went the first time and lay in some more resin. I have sped this up for time purposes, but as you can see, I did come in and do that reapplication a few times, gently using this stick as to not scuff up the surface of my mold, moving some of this resin around a little bit. I get that question all the time. How do you get your resin from really like meshing together, melding together, and becoming one big blob? It's just sort of a matter of manipulating and controlling the resin. And that can be really scary at first. I know I was afraid to even touch resin at all when I was first working with it. But especially after you've been working with it for a little while, you have a brand that you like. I primarily always use art resin, which I also sell in my store. I kind of know how to control it. I know what kind of working time I have. I know when it starts to get tacky and when it can be manipulated a little bit more or less. So you just kind of have to get used to it. Again, this technique I'm using here where I keep reapplying it in the same areas, that's going to help us keep it contained to those areas in particular, and using the stick to kind of continually keep manipulating it. Also, and then dropping your stick in it. Also make sure too that your surface that you're working on is completely level, because if it's not, that will really affect how your resin moves around and flows. And before I leave this layer to set, I am going to do a little bit of low heat to pop some bubbles. As you can see, because air is forced out, it is moving our resin, and when you heat it up, you're making that resin loose again. So be very mindful of that. Don't use too much heat. Do very minimal airflow on your piece. And here we are for our second go around here, our second layer. You can see that thinner silicone stick cover up there, kind of in the middle of the left side right there. I'm using it now. I used that to mix up my resin, and it worked beautifully. I'm using my EcoArt solution cups there to mix the resin together as well. And now I am going to use a paper cup with the glitter, just because I don't have a whole lot of time to sit here and clean up my cups afterwards, and that glitter can really stick to your silicone cups, so just be mindful of that. And I'm going to keep adding glitter in here until I am happy with the consistency of it. The more glitter you add into the resin too, the thicker it's going to make the resin. It's going to make it kind of sludgy. So that'll give you a little bit more control over your resin as well. And really all I'm doing in this layer here, because I was really happy with how that green looked, is I put barely any of that fine silver in with clear resin. And I'm just basically going to fill up the rest of this mold. And of course I'm going to hit it with some heat. That heat's going to warm it up and help it move into all those edges for me really nicely. And we'll pop any bubbles, and then we will let it sit and cure for about 24 hours, and I will demold this. So this is the surface that was face down when we put our glitter in. This has no filter on it. This is in the sunlight. This is how sparkly it is. And again, I had that fine glitter mixed with the chunkier silver, and then the cool mist glitter that I'm debating on getting. So let me know what you guys think. Now this was the side that was facing up to us all video. That has the second layer on it with that very thin layer of fine silver and clear resin. The client was very happy with this. She's putting it in her room on an end table. Hopefully she'll send me some pictures and I'll share those with you guys on Instagram. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Please head over to dryyourdaysartstudio.com for this heart mold. I have limited quantities available, so get yours now if you like this mold. Thank you so much for watching. Come over and check me out on Instagram at Drier Days. And until next time, everybody, keep on pouring.